let's say I'm this let's say I'm this guy that hired this previous developer to do my application, like to create it, and I told him implement me some payments. Go ahead and implement me some payments. And he comes back a week later. He says, "Oh, Kuba told me I shouldn't. Like I've heard this podcast, this really good, the React Native Show podcast that you should subscribe to, and like I shouldn't. Like he told me just implement Stripe." So this business guy that never heard of Stripe either, like scratch his head and like says, "Why should I? Why should I bother implemented Stripe? What Stripe brings to the table, and like more broadly, what are the payments processors, aggregators, as I call them, and how do I go about implementing them from a business point of view?"
Yeah, well, so my first answer would be hopefully this business person gets in touch with an actual salesperson and not me, because that salesperson will speak to it way better. But I'm going to do my best. I think it's good to kind of like describe exactly, like give a short introduction to Stripe. So Stripe's own definition is that we build economic infrastructure for the internet. And so the first most obvious thing here is that Stripe allows you to easily take, accept payments, and you don't have to worry about what payment method and if it's a credit card or a debit card and all these things. You just know you accept payments. And so we work then directly with like financial institutions and banks and all of that stuff, so that you as a developer or you as a business person don't need to think about it. And instead you're just making like a simple API call. Because, let's go back to that example of you're building your own payments solution, totally bare bones. Even if you're like a wizard developer, it's not all about, the technical aspect. It's about like, are you willing to speak to the banks and like all of that stuff? Because that's something that's included as well. So everything is kind of handled in the background for you by Stripe. And instead now you're just, providing a credit card component and accepting money, which is, I think, what everyone would rather be doing than spending their time, building infrastructure.
Yeah, and also like the whole array of the available methods, right? Like the credit card and Blik in Poland, and this what do you say, like vouchers somewhere in the world?
Yeah, payment vouchers, and that was OXXO in Mexico. If someone listening to this has used that, that would be so cool, honestly, because I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah, get in touch with Charlie, and he'll introduce you to Stripe. Like you can integrate it. It's all gonna be fine.